All right, let's go over the answers to the more power to you activity where we were out by the football field. So you should have went through this thing and filled out all the answers, and you should have submitted it to me. So now let's see if you got it right. Well, first of all, that person number one who had a weight of 120 pounds, we needed to find out what is that in kilograms, because we need to change it to kilograms. So we're going to multiply that by 0.454. If you did that, you should have found the mass in kilograms of that person would have been 54.5 kilograms when you take 120 times 0.454. Then person number two, I told you, was 200 pounds. So I got to multiply that by 0.454, and he should be 90.8 kilograms. Okay, 90.8 kilograms. Sorry, I referred to him he. I'm just sorry that. I'll just call him he's no matter what. Sorry. All right. So we got person number one is 54.5 kilograms. Person number two is 90.8 kilograms. Then we go down to measuring at height. Remember, it was 17 centimeters for each step. And then there were 28 steps. So we needed to find out the whole height all the way up to the top. So you're going to take 17 times 28. That's 476 centimeters to get all the way to the top of the bleachers. All right. So now we got to go over to the other side and calculate the work that each person did. So when we do that work, we're really using this thing, the work equals force times distance, but we're going to take that force and we're going to make that mass times acceleration times the distance. All right, because remember, the force equals mass times acceleration. So we got person number one has a mass of 54.5 kilograms. The acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, so that's 9.8. And then the total height climbed is 476 centimeters. And if you multiply all three of those, you're going to get 254,232 joules. So that's 254,232 joules. That's a lot of joules. All right. Now we go to person number two. Person number two was 90.8 kilograms. Still, the acceleration due to gravity is 9.8. What's the height climbed? 476. And notice two of those are still the same. So which one's going to do more work in this case? And I know that we talked back here that it's the same amount of work, but that was the same person. Now all of a sudden we got different masses. So we got a person that weighs more. So that person that's 90.8 kilograms is going to be 2,220,445 joules. So that's a 2,220,445 joules. That's a lot of joules in order for that person to get all the way to the top of the bleachers out at the football field. So now number four says, which person does more work and why? I know this is all of a sudden confusing, and I still got that picture behind me, but remember, this was the same person. If we did this calculation twice for the same person, wouldn't we get the same answer? Yep, we would. But what's the difference in these two? You got one that weighs more, has a greater mass than the other. So the person number two does more work because he's got a greater mass. He's got to lift that mass all the way up to the top of the bleachers. All right, part number 5. Now calculate the power for each person to climb to the top by using the time it takes for the person to climb from the bottom to the top, stepping on each step, no skipping steps. They couldn't like jump over steps. They got to step on every single one going all the way up. And person number one, remember I said, was 20 seconds to get to the top. So he used 254,232 joules times 20 seconds. So I'm sorry, not times, excuse me. That's divided by 20 seconds, okay, because it's work per unit time. So that's going to be 12,712 watts. 12,712 watts. The second person, his is 2,220,445 divided by 25. So you're going to get 88,818 watts. Right? So that's 88,818 watts. So question number 6, which person was more powerful and why? Well, person number 2 is more powerful. Why? Because in this case, because he had more mass. Even though it took him longer to get to the top, he was more powerful because he had a greater mass. And if we were talking two people that had the same mass and we had different times, well, then it's the one that took less amount of time would have been more powerful. Now we're talking about my dump truck scenario back here. Okay, so that's the answers to that activity. All right, so we'll see you next time. Have a great day.